So, can you actually hear us now?
It hasn't connected properly yet.
Oh well.
Should be right now.
Had a great few days and this is freaking awesome. I feel awesome now. Fuck. Alright, so first up we got our CPU. We got our 7800X3D. Like I said, if you type into Google what's the best CPU for gaming right now, this is the one that'll come up. Alright. So we got our Samsung 980 with no heatsink. These guys get really toasty, so you want to make sure that you've got a heatsink on them usually. So these are toolless sockets. They've got these little bolts that have a little plastic little sliding clip that holds the drive in place. Then just remove the bit of sticky there. The sticky. You've got the big sticky and the little sticky.
Keanu says the live stream's better.
Yeah, okay. It fucking really pisses me off when that happens. Alright, so we got our memory here, 6000 megahertz CL30. Oh, really? Oh, I hate DDR5. The divider is closer to the center, making it like sort of symmetrical looking to the eye, so it's easier to get your memory sticks around the wrong way when you chuck them in. So that can be annoying. All right, so next we got our cooler. Fans. Alrighty.
Videos just randomly start yelling at you from the phone while you're scrolling through Facebook.
I know.
It sucks.
Alright, so we got our NZXT controller there. We might already have one in our case, I don't know. We're going to find out together. Alright, so we got our brackets here. So alright, we got two-way screws here. One way is AM5, one way is AM4. Oh, okay. Inside the actual thing is where the bolts go. Okay, now I get it. Because yeah, I thought they were basically symmetrical anyway. Yeah. Alright, so we don't get a back plate for that, we just get these. And just the standard screws. These are the LGA 1700 plus our Intel backplate there. We don't need them. What have we got here? Just the cables for our fans. Now, what we might do is I've actually got some new or near new NZXT fans that match the ones on the side there. So I was thinking of chucking these ones on the cooler and then the other three on the bottom there, because these ones look kind of crap mounted to the bottom because the RGB rings like on one side, and we want to set it up with cool air being drawn in, whereas these ones here that come with the cooler, they can be, the RGB can be seen from both sides. So that might be a better way to go. They're all basically the same fans inside, as far as I know. Alright. So I can see we've got pre-applied thermal compound on this. So be careful. Don't stick your fingers in it. Alright, so on the bottom here we've got this plate here. And it comes off. Yeah, that'll be fine. Pipes at the bottom there. There's plenty of room for that, yeah. And the CPU, the graphics card, I should say, is in PCIe slot 2 is the X16 slot, so it gives it a little bit of distance from the top of the graphics card there. I'm happy with that. All right. Alright, so we're removing the standard backplate here. It's like hardly any coolers that utilize the AMD standard backplates. I mean, they exist, but due to economics, they're frequently not the ones that we use here. Because you're either like on a budget or you've got a bit of money to spend on your PC. Alright, that's the LGA 1700 socket ones. Alright. Once you put these little things down, oh, these bolts are not symmetrical. So one end has a thick thread. That's the end you want to screw down into your back plate. So they don't need to be, you know, super tight or anything like that. Just tighten them with your thumbs. There's going to be extra tensile pressure put onto that bolt once we like bolt the cooler down. So yeah, these ain't coming loose anyway. It's kind of like how some things in cars just don't need to be like restrained. They're inside, you know, inside something. I'm not a mechanic. It's late at night. It's late for me. This is what I call late. I mean, it's early if you're watching from Perth, and it's freaking late if you're watching from New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, and I guess it's getting late in Adelaide. That's what people in South Australia would say. They'd be thinking it's getting late by now, I reckon.
Yeah.
Man, I remember the first time I went to Adelaide. I drove into town, and I'm driving in from the south coast. I don't know what that's called. I want to say it's the Mornington Peninsula, but that's not right. That's further to the west, I believe. Or I could be just talking shit. Anyway, I think that's what it is. We came in from the south, and driving into Adelaide, we drove down this like main road, which kind of reminded me of a road here in Brisbane called Kelvin Grove Road, which is like a main road that runs from the CBD out to one of the suburbs, or another road called Gympie Road, which is what the old Bruce Highway became as it came into Brisbane. Now we've got motorways that bypass the city and all that kind of stuff, whereas originally the highway, back in the day, the highway coming into Brisbane, if you wanted to go to the Gold Coast, you had to come through Brisbane. And so the highway just ended like 15 kilometers or so north of the city, and then just became like a main road with like a couple of lanes each way. And we're driving into Adelaide, and we're just like, man, this feels like Brisbane, like before we were born. It has this vibe about it, like with the old shops and stuff like that. I'm like, I feel like I've gone back in time.
Yeah,
and the other thing that
we drove in, it was like a time warp.
The other thing that really surprised me when I went to South Australia was 25 kilometre an hour school zones. Like I thought, I was like, isn't the next step down from 40 like 30? Just saying. If they want to have stricter laws around school zones in their area, that's fine. I have no issue with that at all. I'm just confused at the freaking number. Like, I don't know. It just hits the ear wrong. And especially if you didn't know that in South Australia they have 25 kilometre an hour school zones. Now you do, and depending on where you are in the country, your jaw might be dropping. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it'll be good to have like matching fans. You know, our cooler will go this way. So we want our cables down that end. Alright, so this is fan 1 because it's got the long cable. They got this daisy chain cable system. Lian Li has the ones that just slot together. It's a little bit more user friendly, but you get these little cables that say in and out, and you got to sort of daisy chain them up. It's not the end of the world, but you know, you gotta be aware, because you don't want to set it up and then have to pull it all apart again for the fans. That's really annoying, trust me. Because if you do this all the time, no one's a freaking full-on robot. Even if people like to act that way for work. Oh yes. This is good that we actually got matching fans for the ones inside. I was a little bit worried about that. Okay.
Somebody, some kayakers who found fucking wallaby paddling in floodwaters.
Oh, up north.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
man.
saved the poor little dude. They put him on the side of the bank and he's just like, I'm so fucking tired from swimming.
Yeah.
Poor little dude.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah, they've had it freaking rough up there.
Mm-hmm. Merry fucking Christmas is Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, everyone up north knows, man. And the ones that reckon that they don't just haven't been listening, because we all know, everyone in Queensland knows that all up the coast from the Gold Coast to Cape York, okay, the entire length of the Queensland coast, you get intense rain, thunderstorm and cyclone events occur. Even here in Brisbane it can happen. And the further north you go, the more likely you are to encounter severe weather, flooding, all of that shit. And if you live in the tropical north, you know, like basically anywhere from frickin' Rockhampton north, you know that potential absolute torrential rain, you know, 500 millimeters or more in a couple of days, that is always on the cards where you live. Even here in South Queensland, okay, you might go, oh, South Queensland's alright, you know.
There was like a couple of days where Mount Glorious had 1700.
Yeah, last year there was a bit of a rain event in Brisbane. There was like a lot of flooding and all this kind of stuff all around the region. Historic like rainfall I don't know if it was historic, but it was one of the biggest May rainfall. I think it was May. Anyway, freaking during that time I saw the weather gauge at Mount Glorious in like a week to date, like 3 days into the week. It had like 1790 millimeters in the rain gauge, and that just gives you an idea of how much rain can fall even in Brisbane. Now, granted, Mount Glorious is like the highest point in around the Brisbane area. It's covered in rainforest, and that has been there for thousands, if not millions of years, and yeah, it constantly gets smashed with intense rainfall. So yeah, anyone who you hear up there going, oh, we didn't know about this, blah 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 blah, nah, Everyone knows. If you live here in Queensland, you know this. Someone's told you. You've had a conversation with someone. I mean, have you checked on, like, you know, have a look at the price of insurance in North Queensland compared to frickin' I don't know, Melbourne or something. Alright. So I'm just tying our fan cables here together. You don't need to, I just like it because it keeps the cables in one direction out there. You know me, I'm not too concerned about using a shitload of cable ties in a PC build. It's a pain in the ass as soon as anything goes wrong, essentially. Alright, so just like a Lian Li D11, the power supply is going to be one of the last things that we get in our case. We're going to get everything else in and basically wire up everything else, and then we're going to put the power supply in the power cables out on top of it, if that makes sense. So we got our board prepped, our cooler prepped. Now let's have a look at this case. Let's see what we get. Bloody hell. Well, that's a solid...
What'd you do?
No, nothing. I was just saying it's a solid bit of glass.
Oh, is it heavy?
It's like a...
Hefty.
I don't know if it's thicker than the Lian Li. I think it's just a slightly larger dimension panel. But the thing is, I think it might weigh the same despite the larger panel. Okay, so look, I mean, we don't need this. This is a one for 280mm radiators. Yeah.
Goodness, there's so many cable ties. The Coco will be coming for you.
Oh man.
Neener.
Like, I'm surprised I don't get trolled by people who freaking like love all that. Okay, so inside the case there looks pretty good. Plenty of room for everything. Just normal ATX.
There is even more glass. Hang on.
There's glass on the front and the top.
No, turn around. On the inside. Side of that panel next to the fans there. Is that glass?
I think it is.
Huh.
It got an extra glass panel. Oh no, it's plastic.
It's
plastic.
Just hard plastic.
I was like, surely not. Okay, so that's the back there. I don't think we really need to take the front off. We will need to take the top off.
Oh yeah. Just rip it off.
Oh, I always get freaking scared with that.
Little handle bit at the back there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I always, look, if it's a glass panel,
Yeah.
And I haven't
Always be cautious.
used the case before, and I'm not 100% sure on the mechanism.
No,
Always
just get in there.
just
Rip it off like a
freaking
Band-Aid.
yeah, just get in there, right? Okay, so yeah, like the Leon Lee, it's got this little panel. Get amongst it. I haven't heard that one for a while.
No, I think I'm a bit old. I'm showing my age though.
Get amongst it. Do kids these days even know what amongst means? Like if you're under 25, I'm not sure if you're necessarily going to know that word. Especially like, you know, if you went to like a crap school or something like that. Oh, we got our H9 accessories here. Oh yeah, it's just bolts and cable ties and stuff.
Very exciting.
Super exciting stuff. Okay, so as we can see here,
hello, are you a dog?
these are our cables here for those 3 fans, and then where are we? We've definitely got the same connection for that controller. No, we will need to use the included NZXT controller. Just like that, just USB 2.
Cat and the dog just booped noses. Oh, the cat's pouring out of here. Okay.
Is there going to be a situation?
Possibly. Come on, Bailey, out. Look out. Out. No? She's coming back. You can rub yourself on.
Okay. Well, we got our 3 side fans on. What have we got? We got more sticky.
Oh, of course. Sticky everywhere. What is that even protecting?
It's from the
Is there shiny metal in there or something?
No. The sticky comes from the manufacturers of the plastic. They put the sticky in between, like when they've got like hot bits of plastic, I'm assuming. And this stops like random like scratching and stuff like that in between the layers of plastic when they get moved around, because that would be like the #1 way that big plastic panels get damaged and shit. Hey Ladios, how you going? Good to have you with us. Oh, I can easily remove this. So I always remove the sticky because it goes gross over time, and some people like just don't ever like take it off. I see there's like a bit of plastic on top of the graphics cards, and so on the back of the graphics card, this bit that's like facing up there, you'll notice it gets really hot. That's because that surface is designed to dissipate heat, so it wants air flying across the top of it, and people leave the plastic on it. Then eventually it starts to look like shit, but then they sort of refuse to take the plastic off for some reason. Alright, well, what have we got to alter in there? We've got a few offsets to change.
Fluffy darn. That is a fluffy darn.
Fluffy no.
What?
A fluffy no. I love that episode of that 70s show. So they're all the parents are all sitting down for a special dinner. They're going to be serving.
They're having fondue.
They're having fondue, which is where you like have little bits of food and you put it in oil to like fry it for like a little bit and then eat it like fresh and stuff. Anyway, they're all sitting around and the goofy neighbor from next door, he's like getting around and he's like about to like dip his food and his hand in the hot oil to like cook it, and the wife goes, she smacks Bob's hand and goes, "No, Bob, that is a don't." And then Red Foreman, the like antagonistic dad in the series, he just looks at Bob and goes, "Yeah, Bob, who knew? You can't put your hand in the hot oil." Anyway, back to the PC build. There we go.
This cable. You can see through.
Oh. Just FYI, if you're building in this case, it takes the larger thread pitch bolts. So yeah, just be aware. Okay. Alright, so I've got sort of like a Corsair or a Lian Li cooler. I've got this big, like, mass of cables coming from the cooler. We're literally just going to go straight up and over. So what I recommend is you sort of bend the cable around where you want it to run. Then it will just sit in there neat. Then if you just put a cable tie on the back there, that'll sort of hold it in place and it will all look good. And actually, how much room have we got there? Oh, okay. So I've run into a little bit of a problem. The position of the bracket at the top there means that if I have the pipes at the back there like I'd planned, yeah, the pipes don't have room because of the heat sinks on the MOSFET and VRM on the motherboard. So this piece here. So actually gonna have to reverse these. So good fun, hey. That's why I say measure twice, cut once. But yes, this is an unforeseen issue. Normally it's not a problem because normally you can just sort of pull the cooler forward and the bracket will have like more of a sort of like more of a large, like, oh, it's easier if I show you. All right, so this bracket here, it's basically just big enough to go around all the screws. If you see what I mean there. There's not much, there's no alternative. I can't just sort of slide it forward a little bit. If I slide it forward, I can only attach 4 screws all in the center there for it. And so I don't want to do that. Yeah, normally the brackets, you know, if they don't go straight through the holes in it for mounting the fans and the cooler, they're much wider, so you got a bit more room to, you know, do it whatever way. Anyway, let's try and do this. Alright. So as you can see, I've solved this problem before. You know what I need to go with my NASA shirt, babe?
What?
I need a Parks New South Wales t-shirt for the radio telescope at Parks, which is, if you didn't know, responsible for getting the entire world the first images of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin stepping foot on the freaking moon, man.
Holy shit. Dude set a new world record of like free diving off the side of a cliff at 40.5 meters. Dude,
Oh, like from above ground in like not free diving as in like
no,
under the
from,
water.
like, jumping into it.
Jumping like how far? 45 meters.
40.5.
40.5 meters. Fuck. That could be deadly if you don't
Yeah.
execute that right.
Yeah. And he also chucked a rock in first so he didn't hit the water flat.
Ah, smart. Yeah, good thinking.
He did it in fucking frigid ice water.
Yeah, but he's probably from frickin' Scandinavia or some shit.
Norway.
Yeah, Scandinavia, like I said. See, I'm not so uncultured that I don't know, like, you know, where people would be from based on seeing images of their country and understanding their behaviour. See? Not your average Queenslander.
I guess not.
So your average Queenslander is freaking... Yeah. There are some dickheads, but there are some good people too. We get a whole big mix of them. See, there's this place called Logan. And, you know, Logan has kind of, if you don't know what Logan is, Logan's got kind of Frankston vibes. You know Frankston in Melbourne? Like I shared a meme, and even people from Logan will just get a good laugh out of this. You know, there's that, I don't know the name of the makeup brand because I don't really follow cosmetics, but freaking there's this.
Just gotta put that out there.
Well, I don't know. I was trying to tell people what fucking brand it was, babe, and I just literally don't know. It's the Get the London Look brand.
Oh, Maybelline.
Whatever, Maybelline, freaking.
Maybe she's bald. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I thought it was some other random UK brand, but anyway. See those ads, and there's like some chicks like with all this fucking makeup on and shit like that, and the slogan would be "Get the London Look," and then like I got like a picture of a meth head, like this chick's like fucked on meth, the scabs on the face and stuff like that, real skinny and sunken in, and she's like wearing the most bogan clothes ever, and I just changed it from "Get the London Look" to "Get the Logan Look." And I was like, "Yep, that's right. That's one for our times." Okay. All right, so I got more cables piling up out the back there. That's all right. No, I'm not happy with that. I want to run these over here. Yeah. Hey man, how you going? Good to have you here. And yeah, like some of my best friends are from Logan, and they absolutely pissed themselves when they saw that. Okay, so I'm not having to go at you. Oh man, talk about people having a go and people taking it the wrong way. There's this, I don't know if you've heard of it. I'm pretty sure most people have heard of it. It's called Shit Towns of Australia. Okay, and it's a full-on just like basically it's a satire site that essentially this is the deal if you haven't heard of it. They go and read all the headlines from all the local papers and see what's going on in certain towns and suburbs and stuff like that. And yeah, they basically make a story about the most fucked up person of the week in that town, and they sort of pay out on the whole town with the dickhead. And so, for example, like Toowoomba has won the Shit Town of the Year awards from them, and so just go there and just have a look at all these butthurt people from Toowoomba who don't understand the satire and the fact that it's a joke. Yeah. Yeah, he's paid out on like every freaking town all around Australia, because as soon as some idiot does something stupid and makes it into the news, they'll just read that and be like, ha, there's our shit town. They make a top 10 shit towns of the week every week, and it's based on the behavior of the community. And it's not intended it's not intended to say that everyone from there is shit or the place is actually shit. The sort of broader commentary is, this week it was shit because you had this shit cunt being a shit cunt, right? Oh well. I understand that it's satire, but man, you can always go to their site and always check the comments. Oh man.
Usually the like middle-aged and geriatric.
Yeah, I know.
That case is a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's a really nice case. I can already tell from I can already tell from freaking building in it so far. I think I rate it better than the Leon Lee.
Oh really?
But let's just get to the end of the build.
Does it come in white?
Yeah, it comes in white. Alright. So I've sort of got our cables more or less sorted out here. So up the top here we've got our 3 fans connected to the cooler. So over here, just sort of stretch that cable apart. Yes, you can rip these cables, that's completely fine. Some people get like really scared with technology, like it's gonna like shatter in their hands and stuff like that. No. These sort of cables, yeah, you can just rip them to suit your needs. As in right now, I'm just going to bundle those fan cables together there. And then if anything goes wrong with those fans, we've just got one cable tie to remove and replace. Because the last thing you want to do is make more work for yourself. Oh, I've forgotten about these fans on the bottom. So these have a pretty standard configuration. They're just all.
Everyone wants to know what GPU you're using.
We got an RTX 4070 Ti and an Ryzen 7800X3D. You're gonna catch me randomly calling the 7800X3D the 5800X3D because they bought out the 5800X3D first, and and yeah, now they've brought out like, you know, like more X3D chips this year, but because 5800 was the first one, I'm always gonna frickin' fuck that up. I think I like literally lost a customer from doing them a quote, and even though I sent them a picture of a 7800 X3D, I said 5800X, and they didn't buy it. And this one customer is like, "Oh, I found a better deal with the 7800 X3D." When I asked how you going with the quote that I sent you, and yeah, basically lost that customer just because I freaking said the wrong thing. And I mean, yeah, you can understand why, right? For a while, that was the only X3D chip. You know, I used to be with it, and then they changed what it was. It'll happen to you. Okay. So these are our 3 fans. So like I said, we're going to put these at the bottom just because these ring fans, they don't look good flipped up the other way. So if we put these up the other way, we can at least see a little bit of lighting from them. It'll just look a little bit better that way. Alright, what's our dust filter situation like down here? Pretty straightforward. I like that. Yeah, straightforward. I like that. Yeah.
Like yours, 5800 X3D is my first AMD CPU ever. I've been having a nice time with it.
Yeah,
Games,
it's
by
still...
the time I need to upgrade it, it will probably be AIM6 platform.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, absolutely. It's so I say to people, there's nothing wrong with AM4 and getting like a 5800 X3D. That's still viable, man. You don't need to spend all this extra money on, you know, DDR5 and stuff like that. It's now at the point where, you know, it's literally a decent amount cheaper. So take advantage of it, man. DDR4 didn't get shitter just because DDR5 came out, right? And if depending on what you're doing with it, like for gaming, yeah, you don't want anything less than DDR4. However, certain applications, they don't give a shit what RAM speed is, essentially. All they care about is capacity. So if you're doing like video or photo editing or audio production, you know, you can make do with AM3 and yeah, DDR3. So you can go back in time a little bit and still make do. The only problem with doing like video editing on a system with AM3 isn't the fact that it's AM3 memory. No, it's the CPUs and the modern software. That's where it lets you down. So yeah, one to think of. It's not, if you look at that PC that's obsolete, right? That's, you know, 10 years old, blah 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 blah, and you look, oh, it's got DDR3 RAM and whatever CPU, and you might think, oh, a big part of it is that old RAM. And it's like, yeah, maybe if it was a gaming PC, dude, but if you're just editing videos and photos and stuff in like Adobe and stuff like that, it's not going to make much difference what the RAM speed is. However, having 32 or 64 gigabytes over 16 or 8 gigabytes, oh yeah, that makes a big difference. Yeah.
So you're not going to keep doing this streaming?
I am. I'm just not going to be advertising anymore.
So there's probably going to be like way less.
There'll be less, but we'll try and make the content better. Yeah, no, I can't. So if you don't know, I'm gonna do less Tim's PC next year because I'm just not making enough money out of it. Unfortunately, this last quarter.
Tim's like sold like 5 PCs this month.
Yeah, I've probably done like
business.
150 quotes for people, and I've sold like 5 PCs. That's totally unsustainable. And while I'm not broke, okay, I'm not broke or anything like that.
But
That's continuing a trend that has gone on for the quarter, and you know you can expect in this industry, right? You can expect the second financial quarter of the year, you know, the October, November, December quarter. You could expect October and November to be a bit slow in this industry, but then it should make itself up in December. The fact that I'm not getting those customers anymore is a reflection of the economic situation here in Australia, and yeah, basically consumers are just trying to save every last dollar that they can.
Yeah, so like probably 80% of customers that have gotten quotes from Tim have gone somewhere else for said quote, be like, can you beat this?
Yeah, so I've done, like I said, like 150 plus quotes to sell, yeah, a couple of PCs. So, yeah.
I hate people that do that. Oh, can I have a quote? And then fucking use your quote to get something.
They don't realise that, you know, I put a bit of, based on what the customer tells me that they want, I put a bit of work into the quote, right? I don't just have a price list of computers and stuff like that ready to go. And I don't know if people don't understand that, or they just don't care. I'm sure they just don't care. People suck. We all know that.
Tim?
Yeah.
Says hello, greetings from Uruguay.
Hey man, good to have you with us. So Uruguay is in South America, if anyone doesn't know. So say hello to our South American fan. So yeah, I'm over here on the opposite side of the Pacific Ocean, doing my thing. And yes, Uruguay is a peaceful nation. I don't know. I haven't been there. I really want to go to South America. I reckon it looks a lot of fun.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like a fun time. But yeah, I don't like. Right now, I'm trying to pay my house off. Alright, because yeah, I don't freaking. Even though I can say I own it, I don't really own it.
No, the bank just loans it to us.
The bank owns like more than half of it, and most of that is, yeah, the mortgage, and the fact that if everything stayed the same, then they would own freaking like 90% of it. But the thing is, I'm like 15 years into a 30-year mortgage. So yeah, basically the price of the property's gone up, so it's like I own a bigger percentage of it, but I don't really. It's not like I actually own that. The mortgage is still like high, you know. Times have been tough, man. Times have been tough. It's not easy getting through it. I've had a few financial hardships and stuff over the last 15 years. Changes of jobs and stuff like that. And yeah, I've been through it all. Okay, so now we've got our 3 fans on the bottom there. That's cool. We've got all NZXT fans. That's good. That makes me feel better about it. So we got all Tough Gaming for the motherboard and the graphics card. Then we got all NZXT for the case and the fans, and yeah, the other bits and pieces, the Samsung SSD, the ADATA RAM, the Cooler Master power supply. That doesn't matter. You don't even really see any of that. Oh, you see the RAM, but Asus Tough Gaming doesn't make RAM, or if they do, they only make a small amount of it, and the quality of it would be questionable. Alright? Because the thing is with RAM, it's got to be tuned right. If the tuning's not right, you'll get blue screens and the XMP won't apply and all sorts of bullshit, right? Okay, so what have we got? What have we got here? Ah. Sorry, I was just having a bit of a mental spack there about what our controller configuration is back here. So what we've got here is this main NZXT controller. This is kind of like a Corsair Commander Pro. And then we've got an additional one here for our additional fans. And yeah, like I said, we get all this in place and the power cables go over the top and this door closes here. So it always gets a little bit crazy when you've got a whole heap of fans. Because, you know, each freaking fan these days has got to have the it's got to have the RGB as well. So you got like twice as many cables. So we got 10 fans here. So it's like we got 20 cables here, all right? So it's not like it's super hard. It's just a lot of fucking shit to hook up. And a lot of like little mistakes that you can make that'll piss you off. Okay, so let's get a couple of these cables. So these are SATA power cables for our controller and our pump. I want them separate. This is a USB 2 cable from our pump. Oh, and we're going to need our USB splitter here. Yes, I definitely do, because we've got a USB 2 for our cooler, and then we've got our 2 controllers as well. So look, let's plug both of our controllers in because they've got all fans. Let's plug both of them into this USB 2 splitter. Actually, Okay, I need a little bit more length in this cable.
I think this is the most Australian dude I've seen all day. Check this dude out. It's even more stubbies. Come on, ye. Oh shit. Not much of a beach though.
Where's that?
Ellis Beach, North Queensland.
Ellis Beach.
Ellis.
Ellis Beach.
Check this out. Look at this. This fucking landslide or something's happening. I think it's actually just a mountain of debris that's been washed ashore. Yeah. You know how along the highway they have to hit those like rocks to hold the road in place?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's been pushed up onto the road and made into a big giant barrier with driftwood and shit. This is what she says. Don't worry, I had a spare part from Fantech when I shifted over the cable, and they charged me a handling fee for doing a quote, which was more than the cable. Maybe you could charge for quotes.
Oh no, man, that's just ridiculous. No, like I said, man, like freaking of the 150 or so people who messaged me, probably 75 of them were like kids under the age of 18 who were asking me, "Hey man, I got $900. I need 240 FPS in Fortnite. What do you got?" That was literally half my quotes for December. So look, if that's it, I cannot justify in my mind spending the amount of time it takes to do 150 quotes and sell 5 PCs. And the fact that it's been a crappy quarter, as a business owner, I need to look at the hard facts and not just get swept away with bullshit. So if that's the way it's going, that's the way the market's trending, then I need to change my strategy, don't I? So yeah, just hang on a second. I need to change my strategy. So that's what's happening here. There's going to be no advertising. So anyone who comes to Tim's PC and wants a quote, they are someone who's genuinely interested in seeing their PC built live and to do business with me. Not people who are just quote shopping and looking for the cheapest person, and if another person does it $50 or $100 cheaper, then that's a big deal and they're going to jump over to them, because the problem with that customer is they're always looking for an extra $5 off, you know, and that's just a waste of everyone's time. Okay, you got those people, they want 10,000 quotes and they're quote shopping to save every last dollar that they can. They don't just waste my time, they waste everyone's time in the industry. Okay, so the only difference is between me and other people in the industry is I've got no one to help me Whereas these other companies with employees and stuff like that, how is me and Christine gonna compete with that? You know, Christine's, you know, she doesn't know anything about PCs. Everything, well, she does, thanks to me and doing this with me for a while. But she didn't have any background in PCs when she met me.
No.
When we met and we started dating, she didn't know anything about PCs.
No.
One of the first things I bought when I was with her was a new laptop.
Yeah.
Literally, like, and I like went in and got this laptop. I knew exactly what I wanted, and Christine would have known I was a tech guy straight away when I got this laptop. That was a cool laptop, man. It had one of those fingerprint scanners. It didn't work very well, but it was kind of cool. Okay.
Done now.
Yes.
This way, I put together parts for a computer I want to buy, and they've got a link, and they want you to tell them. They say, tell me what you guys think. It's just, yeah.
Well, I mean, in general, what do I think? What do I recommend? I mean, it really depends what you want. That's the hard thing for people to understand. There's no perfect PC build, right?
Nah.
Because, you know, once you get up to the high end, you start splitting hairs in terms of performance, right? Like I say to people, right? If you buy a PC with high-end hardware, it's going to run everything at 1440p at freaking 200 plus frames per second. And, you know, if there's, you know, a 3% improvement in performance with a CPU, so that's 6 frames per second. Right? Like, are you going to notice 6 frames per second? Yeah, probably not. So you probably don't need to go the absolute high-end stuff. If you got the budget for that, sweet, that works out. Get the high-end, because then you've definitely got the best stuff. But if your budget's tight and you want the best price performance, then we start making cutbacks in the right areas. So, you know, in a pinch, there's nothing wrong with a Ryzen 5 or an i5 paired with 40 series cards. You just need to you know, be aware that probably not ideal to go with a 4090 or something like that. However, people talk about bottlenecking, right? I hate people talking about bottlenecking, because people don't understand what bottlenecking is. They get freaked out about it because someone will be like, oh yes, so anything less than this CPU will bottleneck the GPU. And people get real freaked out about that until they fucking realize everything has a bottleneck of some sort. Okay? And when you're talking, the difference is, you know, spending an extra 300. Yeah, your bottleneck's always going to be your graphics card. In an ideal situation, you'll have a 1% bottleneck with your graphics card. Yeah.
And Johnny says, you, Timbo, he says, one man, one woman army.
Yes, yes. And, you know, people have said to me, oh, why don't you invest some money and get a shop and employ some people and stuff like that? And it's like, no, dude, that's not what Tim's PC is. That's not what the brand is. It's like, I understand that you might be like, okay, maybe I should just do like what every other company does, and it's like, no, that's not what Tim's PC is all about, and I'd just be a sellout if I did that. One thing I will say though is, once I can freaking arrange it, thanks to the era of AI, I will set up some sort of parts store in sort of in collaboration with some other companies. So there'll be like a I don't know what I'm going to call it. It'll be like a sub-brand of Tim's PC. And so you'll be able to buy some PC parts from me. It won't really be from me as such. It'll just be my website, and the stock will be most probably, if we get things right, we'll get straight from the distributor to drop ship direct to the customer. But as you can imagine, this has a lot of freaking moving parts, and it's not something I can just snap together like that. However, in the era of AI and stuff like that, we can automate a lot of stuff these days, and so there is an opportunity there. So there might be something a little bit more traditional coming from me, but it's almost like it's not coming from me. We'd just be leveraging my brand, and for managing it all myself and whichever distributor I partner with, you know, there's a few options there. Yeah, that'll decide, right? Yeah.
Didier wants to know how much was this build?
This one, including shipping to regional New South Wales, was like $43.50. And so that's with like everything, like high end essentially. You know, we got the Samsung Gen 4 SSD. We've got fucking the 7800X 3D, the H9, and we got the Kraken LCD screen cooler. I mean, that's a $450 cooler right there, right? So I mean, nothing here is cheap, but this is really good price performance, right? This is what good high-end price performance is. We've just got the 4070 Ti. It's fine. It's as good as a 3080 Ti. The 3080 Ti didn't get any slower just because they released a 4080 and a 4090 that sit above it. Okay, that's what people need to understand. The games are moving slower than the graphics cards at the moment. Nvidia, they've got a lot of money behind them, put it that way. Hundreds of billions of dollars behind them, you know. I think Nvidia's richer than Elon Musk at this point.
So,
yeah.
Johnny says a white PC you're selling on Facebook looks pretty perfect.
Yes. Unfortunately, someone has just snagged that.
I think it's the same, Johnny.
Oh yeah, it could be. If it is, I'm sorry for getting the names mixed up and stuff. Cut me some slack on that.
Tim doesn't know.
But hopefully now with this change in like business strategy right here, hopefully I'll remember people's names a bit better now.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm also getting older.
Doesn't help.
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay, so we've got USB 3, USB-C, front panels, USB, HD audio, that's our audio connectors up there. We've got our pump in place. I think we've got everything in place except for our SATA power and our graphics card. So, look, happy days. I will just put a couple more bolts in our motherboard. Oh. Try screwing this bolt in to one of the offsets that I put in that has the standard thread pitch, not the thick one. Yeah, definitely get that right, eh? The right thread pitch. Yeah, I see it all the time, man. When people use the thicker the thicker thread pitch bolts on the small thread pitch offsets, and they just get super excited and they just start screwing them in. I guess you probably, you know, if if you're someone who works with, you know, screws and stuff like that, you'll probably start screwing it and you'll feel that, oh, that's the wrong amount of resistance there. That's not the right screw for that hole. And you'll go and realize what your mistake is. However, amateurs build PCs and they won't notice. And so what they do is they go and screw the bolts in and they just force them in without actually realizing that it's the wrong thread pitch. Then what happens is the offset is wedged onto the bolt with the motherboard in between it. And so then to remove it, you need to get a couple of screwdrivers on either end, one with a head that goes over the back of the offset, and then you got to sit there with your screwdriver and sort of yank them free. If you can't get them free from that, then it's time to get the frickin' bolt cutters out to cut it off. So yeah, you can do some serious damage. I mean, the only good thing about that is it's not coming out. All right. Yeah.
I want to know, in your experience, how much more effective is water cooling for your CPU compared to a fan? Is it really that much more effective?
No. I mean, you see, you're buying it for primarily editing with a little bit of what was it Elden Scrolls or something. So it's like an RPG style game. It's not a Fortnite clone or anything like that, or Call of Duty. Frame rate's not as important, so you got the RTX 3060, that's fine. You can upgrade that as well. So if you feel like you need more gaming performance, just sell the RTX 3060 and buy yourself like a 4060 Ti or something like that, and you'll get a lot more performance. It doesn't need any more power or anything like that. So
I still have a 3060 in my rig, and it does.
Yeah, Christine's still just got a 3060 in her rig. It's fine. She doesn't really play any first-person shooter online multiplayer games. And even if she did, she wouldn't be playing competitive. No. So the 3060 is fine. You know, there's a lot of stuff online. You'll freak out.
A lot of like Forza and stuff like that.
Yeah, car racing games is fine. That's fine. RPG games like I like a bit of Red Dead Redemption and GTA and stuff like that. They all go fine. But yeah, swapping a graphics card out, really easy. Especially if you go from one NVIDIA card to another, you shouldn't even have to update the drivers. It's the same driver for pretty much all of the modern graphics cards. Alrighty, and so then we see this lovely cable here. So this is a full 600 watt 12 plus 4 pin connector. So this is actually a 16 pin connector. And so if you're like looking at it like, that's only 12 pins there. The 4 extra ones are down here. So it's a very strange connector. However, this 90-degree one allows us to plug it in like this, and then you just have this tiny little bit of a cable that comes out along the top of your graphics card. Then all the rest of this is behind the back. So it ends up looking really clean with this 90-degree cable. And this comes standard with this power supply. So Cooler Master have done a good thing there. Plus offering a full 10-year warranty on everything inside the power supply.
I don't speak Russian, so I had to Google.
What are we building here?
Yeah.
Yes, so I'll go through it. I'll go through it again quickly for anyone who's just joined us. This build here is a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D, and it has an RTX 4070 Ti going in. We got an NZXT H9 case. We got the NZXT Kraken Elite cooler with the LCD screen. We got this Cooler Master 1050 watt power supply. Oh, that's to protect the it's a little bit off center. It should normally sit like that, and it's just pin protectors for that. And it has a little little warning. It's just to stop people from freaking calling them about stupid issues that aren't issues. Because obviously, like most power supplies, this fan at the top there, it's a smart fan. So if the PC's not drawing a lot of power and it's not getting too hot, the fan won't spin. But if it starts getting hot in there, it needs the fan to spin, then the fan spins. So you could be listening to it and you're like, I don't think the fan's spinning in the power supply. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't call the company. Don't take it back to the shop that you bought it from. None of that. Just don't worry about it, because unless the thing, because if there's a problem with your power supply, right, it's getting too hot or something like that. Do you know how you know your power supply is getting too hot? Your computer shuts off, and when your power supply overheats and your computer shuts off, it's not going to turn on again for a little while, because it's all going to be too hot, and a little switch has been triggered.
Have you ever had your vacuum cleaner overheat before? Just stop working?
Yeah, vacuum.
Same sort of shit.
Any sort of electronics.
Mad Warrior says, what's up?
Hey, Mad Warrior. Not much, man.
And Johnny says, thanks so much for the info. These streams are great. Super keen for that invoice email.
Yes, yeah, I'll send that off to you as soon as we finish the stream here tonight. And yes, thanks very much for buying it. That's been up there all month, and no one's bought it. Like, oh man. But it's not even. It was good value either way, and I refreshed the post, and I mean, most people who looked at it today, I don't even think they liked or commented on the original post. So it's like all new people who have seen it anyway. But that's it. I've had a crap month, and I need that extra cash flow. So yeah, that helped out a bit. Thank you very much.
You will enjoy the PC.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope you don't mind the stickers that are on it.
Yeah, Christine's got a few stickers. She's a sticker girl.
I was going to say sticker. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Not really. Ah. So pro tip, it's easier to plug your power supply cables in before you plug your cooler in. However, in this case here, there was actually plenty of room. So no big deal. But that's always a better way to go. Alright, and that's it there. So just make sure all of your cables are plugged in all of the way.
Oh, that legit made me jump. Fucking kids' toys. What the hell?
I can't give you a warning for that. You realise there's a first time for everything. This is the first time I've built in this case, right? And I'm meant to know everything about mounting the power supply. Yeah, I guess. No, it's an awesome case. Very similar to a Leon Lee D11. And the same sort of principles apply to building it. One thing that's easier for amateur builders with this is the fact that hole there doesn't feel like it's drilled out very well. There we go. Alright, so we got our SATA cables here. So I'm just going to plug all these in together. There you are. Alright, another tip here for you, don't get your wires crossed. It can be a little bit messy. Mess isn't going to hurt you. But don't get your wires crossed. That's the expression, because it makes it a real clusterfuck if anything goes wrong. Okay? Take it from me. Okay? And why would you listen to me? Well, you know, I've done a lot of these builds, okay? This ain't my first rodeo. And I sell PCs. So I don't just have to build them, but if people have problems with them, like warranty related problems, I'm probably going to be the guy frickin' swapping it out and doing all this work. Unless they live far away and the cost of like just buying a new part is like less than shipping or something like that. That typically happens with like a fan that's dead. And it's like, yeah, okay, so you can ship it back to me, and then I can ship you back a fan. Only the fan's worth $15 and it'll probably cost you $17 to send me the fan back. So I would just do it yourself, because either way, unless you send me your whole PC back, you're going to be swapping that fan out on your own anyway. So much for muchness. Did they not give me a bit of double-sided tape? Damn, okay. So I got no double-sided tape for this controller, so I mean that can just sort of live, that can kind of just live down here. It doesn't have to be mounted to the wall or anything like that. So they can stay down there. Alright. So another tip, bend your cables in place before you sort of stick it through these gaps and plug it into your board. It'll just make your life a lot easier. Okay, and then all we need to do is mount our graphics card. Alrighty. That's a heavy box. And yeah, I mean the card's like heavy, but you know, it's a 40 series. We're all expecting them to be heavy. Alright, and this is what I'm talking about. You can leave every last other bit of sticky on this thing if you want. But this is the bare minimum. You need to remove this stuff. And most of you watching will be like, yeah, duh. You removed the freaking sticky from the back plate. Yeah. Man, I've seen some things, alright? Asus, unfortunately, their stuff is just wrapped up, man. It's more wrapped up than Frizy in Phuket. If only Frizy was here, he'd like that. He'd laugh at that.
This person has literally water dripping out of their LAN cable. Watch this.
The Ethernet cable with water dripping out. Is this from tonight's storms in Brisbane? Gold Coast?
No. I don't know where it's from. Someone just shared it on PC Master Race group.
Oh, PC Master Race.
Yeah.
That's an international group,
Yeah.
so who freaking knows, man?
Dude says that looks like a data leak.
Yes. I don't like those cables down the bottom there. It looks a bit messy from the front side. Might have to do something about that.
That's a bit dark. Did you know that you know Jessie from Team Rocket?
Yeah.
You know that her mum was in Team Rocket and she was, her mum left on an assignment to track down multiple Pokemon new.
Yep.
And she was raised in a foster home and that her mum never came back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In this book it says Jessie had a hard time finding a way in the world without her mother's guidance. She tried nursing school and joining a bikie gang. Eventually she enrolled in Pokemon Tech, which is where she met James. Now Team Rocket is her whole world. Oh, it's like a stab in the feels. Poor Jessie.
Did you not know that?
No.
And James has a similar story.
Oh, really? Aww.
That's why they found each other.
Aww. Jessie literally grew up so poor that some of her meals were just snow. That's why in one of those episodes she's like, oh, she makes these like cake things out of snow. That was a very depressing episode.
This cable in this power supply is around the other way from what they usually do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just me wants to know what fans are those on the side.
On the side,
Yeah.
they are the same as the ones up top. The
Yeah.
NZXT ones that are have the ring. Okay.
The baby mud frog at the door.
Baby mud frog.
That's what I call them, baby mud frogs. They're probably not big. I normally find them in mud. Mud frogs.
Mud frog. The lone little world of the little mud frog. Ah, who knows? Who knows?
Oh, you a dog. Arms. Yeah. Puppy now. Very cute.
Okay. Alright, so I just stuck a few little stoppers there in the motherboard outputs. You don't want to use them. They are active because of your CPU. It has onboard graphics, but you don't want to use them. You want to use your 4070 Ti.
That's why they call it a graphics card.
Yep.
Oh, you'd be surprised at how many people
That
don't
is-
realise
that is
their
a-
graphics card is where the graphics comes out of.
Yeah,
and that's
no.
where you plug in your monitor.
there is a misconception with some people that if you plug in the graphics card somehow gives everything power. When, yeah, it's not, that's not really the way it goes. It's not like the graphics work goes through the CPU and to the outputs on the motherboard. That's just not how it's wired up, right? Okay, so can you swap the cable back?
Is it the one, the blue one?
Yes. Oh, blue.
Top or bottom?
Replaces the one on the left on the bottom.
I had to think about what side is left.
hang on. Which side's left? Do you want to grab BIOS for this?
No.
Well, can you do it anyway? I know you don't want to. Okay, what have we got? Power switch. Certainly plenty of airflow flowing through that case. Alright, looks like we're posting. Okay. What BIOS version are we up to?
1811.
Oh, yep.
What is it on now?
1616.
Oh, yeah. This looks fixed, yeah.
Alright. So yeah, as a general rule, when you build your computer, a BIOS update is a good way to start. Okay, especially with newer hardware and really old hardware. So the reason why with new hardware, because there's lots of different kits of RAM and motherboard compatibility with those kits of RAM, those issues get addressed in the with a BIOS update. Not a valid BIOS file. Oh, this is it. What?
What's this for?
Oh, I don't know. Selected file is not a BIOS file,
What?
but it is. It is. It's got it right there.
Bailey, get out of the way.
It's the same frickin' format as all the others. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it now. It says it's not the right format, but it's the same frickin' type of file as all the other ones. That's okay.
So strange.
That's okay. Let's just hope we get lucky. So go up from 4800 to 6000. And these are the timings here. The main one is that first number there. It's called the CAS latency.
You know, it'd be cool. Some strips. RGB strips.
Yeah, but I like the minimalist thing with this case, to be honest. So I like the white lights.
It's plastic. You would just rip that into teeny tiny pieces and you did the pillow and back it down. There's some cool shit. Yeah. Should have called you mysterious. You want to come on me? I'll take them on me.
Alright, so I always install Windows 10 just in case a customer has a preference for it. It's a free upgrade from Windows 10 to 11. It's just like a Windows update. You don't need any technical knowledge to do it, but if you want it, I'll start the process off. Worst case scenario, it'll still have some of Windows 11 to download before I ship it to you, but once I initiate it, it's gonna happen. Whether you keep turning it off and disrupting the download and stuff like that, you can do it 30 times. It's gonna keep, once I initiate the Windows 11 update, it's gonna force itself onto Windows 11 one way or another. It'll get there. You'll leave the computer alone and it'll eventually automatically install Windows 11 for you. But yeah, some people prefer Windows 10 because of software compatibility and all that. And you know, I don't work for Microsoft, so until they stop supporting it with updates and stuff like that, I'm not going to tell anyone that they need Windows 11. I think we're okay on Windows 10 till 2025, and then they're stopping updates for it. They're not releasing any other service packs for Windows 10, only Windows 11.
And if they do, they have to pay for it, I heard.
That's security updates after they cut off the security updates. So if you've got a system that runs on Windows 10, it's running some bit of technology that's not going to be easily mimicked on Windows 11, you can pay Microsoft money to have the security updates. Yeah.
Okay, this is really nice. What else is this?
Yeah, this is an absolute legend of a build. Alright, so yeah, once the once Windows has done that first bit, you can just remove the Windows USB. It's not needed anymore. All the information that it needs is now stored on the SSD. A lot of it's still in the RAM, so RAM's always up next to the CPU because that's where the CPU can access all the data at a really, really high speed. Basically, the RAM is like part of the CPU, if that kind of makes sense. You can't run a CPU without RAM, and you can't run RAM without a CPU. If you've got a CPU with onboard graphics, then the RAM and the CPU is the minimum you need to make the computer do something. You will need an SSD or a hard drive to install an operating system. So that's one extra thing that you might need. But essentially, the RAM and the CPU are the two things that you need to make your computer do something. Obviously the motherboard and power. But in terms of the hardware, you know, the SSD, you know, optional. The graphics card, optional. Like, basically everything else to make it do something, to make it turn on. That's the two things that you need.
Check this out.
Oh, yeah. So if you want Windows 11, you don't have to say anything to me. If you want to stay on Windows 10, just let me know. If you don't say anything, I will initiate the Windows 11 update. It's easier doing this than stuffing around with people who want 10 when you're installing everything as 11. Mixing up your freaking flash drives and stuff like that. It's the same thing, man. Windows 11 is just a big feature update for Windows 10.
Most of the time. Yeah, most of the time. I know I said time, but it's not time.
She doesn't know.
As soon as I said the word, she's like, "Whoa, time for food." I said, "Do we get time?" Ears work. No, we're not having food. You've had food. Yeah.
They love the word associated with their
You
food.
didn't even want it. You let the possum eat it.
Yeah. Licking my feet isn't going to get you food.
Well, sometimes it does.
Alright, so we'll get a bit of stuff installed, including graphics. While we're offline, we can do this quickly. It just saves a bit of time downloading stuff. Okay. So yeah, Steam. Oh, what did I cancel then? The Bally, I think. No, Heaven. Too much of heaven.
What?
Oh, I accidentally cancelled Heaven benchmarks installer. And I was like, too much of heaven.
Oh, God.
I didn't understand that song until I got older. Alright, there's our graphics card. Okay. Alright, so I think that's everything there. We'll do the rest online. So I needed to be online for NZXT CAM, which is the NZXT software that will allow us to control all of our NZXT stuff. Then there'll be the auto installer for Armory Crate, which is ASUS's utensil, or utility I should say. Utensil. It's their digital utensil. Isn't that a freaking like wanky term if I ever heard one? There's lots of wanky terms in the tech world. Don't worry, I'm fully aware. They make me cringe. Trust me, the more you know, the more you cringe.
Samsung's just brought out a new vacuum and I want it.
Yeah, I know. I can see.
I want it.
But we got vacuum cleaners at home.
The vacuum cleaner.
No, it's still good. It's still good. It just needs new filters.
I know, I'm just fucking poking shit at it. Genesis.
Yes, yeah, no, it looks the goods, man. It looks the goods.
Oh shit.
What's up?
I forgot to swap. So people have just been staring at your mug all night.
Oh, really? Just listen to me crap on about what I'm doing. Oh, God. Thanks, babe.
I let the team down. It's pretty boring though.
Yeah, the software side is the boring side, I guess.
You haven't gotten to the
But but see, the thing is, it's interesting if you're buying the PC. That's the thing about the software side.
I'm sorry.
It's not as interesting for return viewers or people who are familiar with the software, but for the person who's actually buying it, it's generally fairly interesting because this is on their computer, so they're very interested about what's going on to their computer, basically. What's all this crap I'm installing? Because yeah, I install lots of stuff, but it's either useful software that you need to download anyway, and I'm just saving you the time and effort of doing it. And then there's just really tiny little diagnostic apps like CPU-Z, hardware monitor, crystal disk info. These applications take up a few megabytes. It's nothing. It's such an inconceivably small amount of data.
Oh, no way.
That it's not going to cause any issue. You know, if your computer said that you're running low on data, you could delete all of that stuff that I install, and the number it's telling you in gigabytes won't even change. Because if it's in gigabytes and it's to 2 decimal places, then yeah, it's only showing you 100 megabytes. And yeah, this stuff I install, other than like Armory Crate and GeForce Experience, that sort of stuff that comes with the hardware that you've got, that takes up a little bit more space. But the stuff that I install, like just for diagnostic and testing, even the benchmarks don't really take up that much space.
Are you right, Bailey?
Gigabyte or something like that. No big deal, really, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we got a 2000 gigabyte SSD there, so yeah, not even a problem having the benchmarks there, I would say. But yeah, if you're really fussy, you can uninstall everything if you think it makes it run better. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the freaking power mode button that they give you in cars. It's not like the engine gets more power. It just changes the throttle response. So you put your foot on the accelerator a little bit, it's automatically revs it up higher. So I mean, that can be helpful sometimes. But yeah, I liken removing all the software, hoping to get some performance increase to the same thing. Oh, you seen the computer, the sneaker computer?
The Cooler Master sneaker computer.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You underestimate how many sneaker enthusiasts are out there. That's a thing.
Jesus
that is
Christ.
A thing, man.
Somebody got a fucking kicked PC.
There are people who are sneaker enthusiasts who have over 1,000. They have like over 1,000 different Nike shoes. They have special edition fucking shoes.
Yeah, I know. That's
they never wear them. They just collect them. Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. It's a weird thing, but it's a thing.
Cool Master Sneaker X gaming.
It's a mini ITX, I think.
There's no information. Fuck. Holy shit, 3,600 US.
It's a limited edition.
Oh! Oh! That's it. I hate it, but I also like it at the same time. Dude, what the hell? It's like somebody's on acid and they're like, let's make a shoe PC. I guess people will buy it. Shoe enthusiasts will be like, oh my god, I need it.
Yeah, absolutely they will. Okay.
Can they make a stiletto one for us ladies?
A stiletto one.
unsupervised outside time. Leave the cat alone. Bailey doesn't like you. I know you like him, but he doesn't like you.
He doesn't mind her, he just doesn't like it when she gets in his face and stuff like that.
She goes up to him and pokes him with her nose. She's like, come on, do cat stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you.
Yeah. It's cats and dogs, man. They're on two different wavelengths, man. I'm assuming these are all up to date, but okay, yep. Everything's showing up. Sweet. Yeah, so you can use this to actually customize the individual LEDs in your fans. So that can be cool. You can play around. You can play around with all this stuff here in NZXT Cam for hours, okay? But basically you've got your different things here. So you've got your cooler here with you can change the readout on the screen. You can add your own GIF or your own picture to it, so you can have a lot of fun with that. So yeah, that's fine. Store's up to date. Alright, I think we're doing pretty good here tonight. Nothing else we need. No IQ, no Cooler Master, no Deep Cool. Okay, so over here we're just setting the values we want to see in our on-screen display when I run the benchmarks on it.
You're just sitting on the couch, hey? You said you could be on the couch. Yes, you're a dog. Ow. It's a mouse. Ow! She just bit me on the fucking neck.
Okay, that's all looking good. Alright, so Armoury Crate is the software that comes with your motherboard. It'll allow you to change the RGB on your graphics card and on your RAM. The rest of it you can do through NZXT CAM. Alright, so this is all the other stuff that's on our motherboard there that we need to install. And so you want to make sure all this stuff's installed, just because if it's not, it could cause dramas with your PC at unknown sort of times. Alright, so all the Windows stuff is ready to go. What is our situation over here? We should just have a couple of devices to install. That's just what's installing on Armoury Crate. Yep, there we go there. A few unknown devices. That'll correct itself. As we can see, our LAN cable is connected, but we still need our Wi-Fi, our Bluetooth, and these other unknown devices. These will be components on the motherboard there. The SATA bus, the audio and freaking COM port that we're not even going to use, and all that kind of shit. And yes, all this stuff here, this is just a good thing to check in Computer Management Device Manager. Just make sure all your devices are installed and working properly. Good little thing you can do there periodically just to make sure everything's fine. Also, yeah, use apps like Armoury Crate and Windows Update to keep all of your drivers and software up to date. It's generally the best way of doing it. And then if you have a problem, you can just go back to the website and get an older version of the drivers and install that. But yeah, if you're having a problem, there'll be a lot of other people also having problems. No, not Pacific time in America. We have Brisbane time here. Alrighty, and that's my SSD there, and this is Keanu's one right here, the 2 terabytes. Well, you should go to BOM and see how Brisbane Gold Coast fared with those storms. Stapleton radar's up, so
yeah, I saw that earlier. It's all off coast.
Since 9 AM.
Yeah.
Oh, they did alright.
We got more rain. That's Cleveland there.
Yeah.
Twin Heads.
They largely escaped it.
Yeah, they did for a change.
It's only the inland areas that got
Maroochydore
smashed.
got absolutely hammered though.
Oh, look at Maroochydore. Yeah, okay. We had big storms here this afternoon.
Where
Is there more coming though? That satellite image looked like there was more coming.
Nah, it's mostly for up north, around Gladstone. It's Monto.
Oh yeah, good old Monto.
Mono.
Monto, Theodore, Gander. I remember when I first went there. I went there with went through there with my mum. We drove up to like see some friends of hers at like I don't know, somewhere up north. Went through Gander and I'm like Gander. Gay. I was just a kid. You're looking at photos of a small puppy.
That's baby.
Yeah, I know.
This guy's where we're here. Poor little dude. He even went to puppy schools and everything.
That doesn't matter.
Somebody probably just went to pat him and he was like, he just went psycho. That's what happened. He bit somebody and then he bit, shit, can't remember her name. Casey. Bit Casey and then he like tried to bite one of the girls. One of the girls.
Alright, so look, while we wait, this ASUS installer takes forever. Let's run some of our benchmarks. We'll run Heaven here on high, no anti-aliasing. And then all this stuff on the screen. We've got our graphics card up here, temperature, usage, clock speed, wattage. Down here we've got our VRAM, usage and clock speed. Our CPU, temperature, usage, clock speed, wattage. Our RAM usage, and this number below RAM is how many frames per second it's currently running at.
I took a whole one.
No, I took 2. No, yeah, you took the heat was Canada.
Yeah, I
you had
took-
3.
I don't know how many I had, and I was fucked. Oh man.
No, you had 3. You had a big dose.
How much are these each?
300. Yeah, 900. It's alright, 1200 daily is for yeah, same. 2500 milligrams plus will actually be at risk if you use the overdose.
Oh, what happened here? Sorry about that.
Why is the ironing board still out?
Alrighty, so that was Heaven there on high with no anti-aliasing. Okay, and now we don't have anything not installed over there. We can go ahead and do our restart, and then I can get some more cumulative updates from Windows, and we can run the rest of the benchmarks. Okay. So we'll run our next benchmark. So Valley, it's a more demanding benchmark. We also run it on higher settings. Bailey's outside.
Yeah, I know. I got sick of her pressing herself up against glass every time I walk in the door. She'll go out and go to the toilet and stuff before she gets locked up for the rest of the night.
Feeling pretty heavy.
Is this going to be oversized?
Possibly.
Wouldn't surprise me. It looks heavy. It looks heavier than 23 kilos. I was supposed to say shit like that. Oh, Nick can't ship that. It's too heavy.
It might be just all right though.
I'm not giving it any praise.
It's the total carton with the case inside it with 4 fans is 13 kilos.
Oh,
So as long as the rest of it is less than 10 kilos, it'll be pushing it. But as long as the rest of it's less than 10 kilos, then we'll be right.
It is 9.
If not, what it means is I've got to ship it in 2 parts. Okay? So it's no big deal, but if I have to do that, you'll probably receive the glass, or it depends how much it's over, how much I have to take off. But typically with a PC like this, if it's too big, we'll ship the panels to you separately.
Oh no, that's not fair. Melissa Joan Hart's been cast as a grandma for the first time in a movie film. That makes me feel old.
Alright, so that was Valley there on Ultra with max anti-aliasing.
Are you fluffing me out or something?
Alright, the final one is our superposition 4K optimized benchmark. Okay, and that was superposition there at 4K. So everything's pretty much done here. We'll just do our stress test and that'll be it. That looks better. So if you wonder what these updates and updates and updates are, these are security updates that are what we call cumulative updates. And so basically what that means is each security update sort of works on the back of the previous update. So before you install the latest update, you've got to install version 3, version 4, version 5. Then you can install version 6. And that's what the multiple restarts are. So just if you click Windows Update and check for updates and install and restart the computer, that's not potentially it. Potentially there's more updates for you to do, and it's not just bullshit for no reason. These are security updates, which are important if you don't want to get your computer, well, not so much your computer hacked these days, if you don't want your online credentials hacked. You don't want people getting access to your internet banking or your credit card details and stuff like that. Because these days all that stuff's stored on your computer, so it's very important that that stuff stays secure. And once we've done all our updates, it'll want to get us to install Windows 10. Windows 11. If you want to stay on Windows 10 and it's asking you and prompting you to stay on 11, you can choose to stay on Windows 10. So it's not set in stone. Alright, so we're at the end of the night now. Alright, so we'll set our graphics card up. and we'll set our CPU up. Set it up for a 90-minute run, which is the standard I do. Can never guarantee that you won't have any freaking warranty failures and stuff like that. But look, I do this to be thorough and make sure I don't send out a PC that's immediately fucked. Alrighty, and so yeah, this is, you probably noticed that the graphics card, sorry, the CPU wasn't that hot when we were gaming. That's because this workload is way more intensive. So
the fuck are you doing, Bailey?
Get out of there. Out.
She's like, I'm stuck, help. Oh, she's got herself all caught up in fucking wire.
Out.
Out.
Out of here.
Ooh.
You're too big and you're clunky. Get out of here.
No, that doesn't mean come back. Oh, she's looking up to me now. Poppy. Hey, call your
So yeah, when we're doing Cinebench, we're going 100% on our CPU. All cores, all threads, absolute pegged at 100%. Same with our graphics card. We're doing this at the same time. Runs a lot of heat and power through the system. So yeah, basically we do this, get everything warmed up, and if there's some sort of immediate fault with it, usually it'll fail while I'm doing this. If not, I can ship it off to you. But yeah, if George is still there, still watching on YouTube, George bought like a $7,000 PC off me like a couple of years ago, and had a top of the line power supply, 10-year warranty, and yeah, 3 days after he got it, I think,
yeah,
it just died. It just died. And he's down in Melbourne, but got our friends at Radium PC at Yarraville in Melbourne, and I sent him over to them, and they swapped his power supply out, put a new one in, sent me back the old one, and it was in time for just in time for a DOA. So with a DOA, I get an instant refund on the product. I don't have to like get like a repaired unit, or like yeah, I don't have to fuck around and wait for it to be sent off and stuff before I either get a refund or a replacement on it and stuff like that. That's ideal if someone's part fails, you know, and they're interstate, because I want to sort them out so that they don't have any problems and they can use their PC, but don't want to necessarily be out a power supply in the interim, left holding the bag with the replacement. So for DOA and instant refund, it's got to be within like a week for most retailers and wholesalers. So you got to be quick. But yes, we just let this one run for 90 minutes. It's pretty boring from here. I don't normally stay on live while this runs, because yeah, it just keeps running like this. GPU 1 there, that's the onboard graphics I said that we've got. They're the display outputs on the motherboard. They're all plugged up, so don't use them. And then yeah, I mean, we could stress the memory out more. The thing is, remember I said that CPU and the memory are sort of tied together. If we started stressing out the memory more, we would affect the CPU performance. That would start to drop. So it's not like it really sort of makes much difference. The more stuff we put into memory, the more load we're putting on the CPU as well, as like a byproduct of that. So just stressing our CPU at 100% is normally fine. Same with the graphics card. The main thing is we want the system to heat up. right? And make sure that nothing's overheating or getting too hot. That's the main thing that we want to do here. We just want to double check everything, make sure all of our components are running right, make sure that we don't have to make any fine tuning adjustments to anything. Yeah, to make it run cooler or whatever. And then if everything's all good, it can be shipped off. And so inside the case we pack it up with foam, so nothing moves around and stuff like that. Just the only thing I'd say is just take care removing the foam. I mean, most of the things that are plugged in here aren't really going to get disturbed by the foam. You've got that bit there on the side around the power cables, so you should be fine. But like I say to people, don't just freaking rip it all out haphazardly and stuff. I know it's exciting getting a new PC, but yeah, just take care removing the foam. The foam's in there primarily to support the graphics card, right? Everything else in there is kind of solid, right? I also find that the foam inside the case also helps to like cushion any blows. Like, you know, if everything's packed inside with foam, if it gets dropped, the metal's less likely to reach the point where it bends from the impact if the case is like full of foam. So it might not, it won't make it survive from massive drops.
Excuse me.
That'll still have problems.
What's this? Oh fuck! What was that? Hey. Fucking psycho dog.
She's in her teenage years now. This is the worst and most destructive phase of a dog's life. This is where they eat and chew literally everything. They're not little puppies anymore. They don't just like chew things up a little. They're in their adolescence now, like 1 year to 2 years mainly. And yeah, this is the stage where they've got full-size dog teeth and full-size dog jaws, and they can make a mess of things.
Yeah.
What she's been doing recently is she's been going into one of the back sheds. We've got a little tiny shed up there, and we've got all of Christine's mum's stuff all stored in there, plus some of our stuff as well, but that's just random and old. But she's been going in there, finding pillows in bags, and then pulling them out, and then absolutely ripping them apart and spreading the inside foam around the backyard everywhere.
Mm-hmm. On the sack of the pillows around the front.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had balls, I'd be on the ground right now. Oh, but Jesus Christ, dog.
Alright. Well, look, if we go back to full screen, that's where I'll probably leave it for tonight.
Ooh. Woof.
Woof? I don't think so. No. No.
Ooh, can I chew it? Yeah.
She is a puppy dog.
Anyway.
Alright. Look at that. It's like we got an infinity mirror there. Look at that. It's like we got 6 fans on the side there. Look at that. That's an optical illusion, right? Just so you're aware. But that is, I do like that. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick, actually.
But no, this is the actual one. And yeah, like I said, you can adjust the memory and the graphics card in ASUS Armory Crate. Alright, well look, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.